Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got a very special guest with us. Not his first time on the channel, but because we just came back from Singapore, the calling, we have a very special thing to talk about and a very special thing to open up. All this and more in this episode. There he is. Welcome back to the channel, Xi Shern. Hey. Oh man. Again, not your first time here.
No, good to be back. I think it's been a while since I've had an achievement.
People, the local scene is starting to ask us, is he your favorite? Like, why is he always on your channel? What about the others? Yeah, if you want to be here, just win something. You know?
Oh my God.
Sorry.
It's just that easy, you know.
Oh man, welcome back. Soap's on the table today as well. We're talking about Xi Shern's run at the recent calling in Singapore. This has been a very interesting one. But I want to quickly just across the table, both of you. So you as a player and you as a content creator for the weekend. What was the calling like for you? It's not your first one, right?
No, this was my second calling. I went to calling last year as well. I think this year, a bit of a different venue, different setting. Still amazing players, amazing games. Had a good experience all around.
Oh man. So how was it like on the flip side?
It was crazy good, crazy busy because it's like 3 jam-packed days back to back. But it was so nice because you get to be in the community, see all the players, everybody who's enthusiastic about Flesh and Blood, and then you get to see some of the international players way back when we started. I mean, even till now, right? We look up their list and we're like, oh, okay, inspired by this person, and then he's there.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Highlight moments, standout moments for you guys.
For me, it was day 2, and I just played versus 4 Lexis. That was the dream run. Could not have gone any better. Happy. Could not have gone any better.
That's crazy. I love how that was your highlight.
It's like I sideboarded my deck for round 2.
And
I just didn't de-sideboard my deck. I was manifesting. So please give me another Lexi.
That's the dream. That is the dream, really, for real. So standout moments for you.
Probably the first day because we had the bounty on us.
Oh, that was fun.
1-2 juice. Yeah. So we played Challenge the Monarch. It was a draft event, and then we were tasked with giving out a co-foil hero if they beat us. Yeah. And we were just like charity cases.
we were doing corporate charity at that point.
But it was so nice and fulfilling because like for at least two or three of the players that I played with were only going for that day. One of them does not even really spend much on the game. So like for her, it was her very first.
Oh, the nice Filipino lady, right? Yeah.
That was nice. And then they were like,
I just want to say that I'm very proud of the team, that everyone knew what we could do with our hands. But we still gave people the win. That turn Soph actually could have killed very easily because I know blood that was piling up and she had enough, right? But she was like, no, I'll just take it. And she gave the co-fall chain to the girl.
Nice.
And never been happier losing.
And the girl was so happy because she's like, oh, this is my first co-foil. And we were like, amazing. What? Oh, that was a special moment. Nice. Yeah. I think for me, the whole thing was amazing. Like we had some time with James, right? We did a video watching you make top 8, like casting a bunch of stuff. What was the standout moment for me was playing Sealed, like Monarch Sealed, right? Because like unfortunately we didn't bring our CC decks to play. We couldn't play. But for me, it was in that first side event from the whole weekend. I was like, this game is actually brilliant. Like just the fact that you can crack some packs, put a deck together, and have quality games. Because I was playing Prism and I won all my games, but I gave out all my cards. So, I was very proud of myself for that. But okay, enough about me, enough about the format that we didn't really go to play. Xi Shern, you played the main event.
Yes, I did.
And you made top 8.
Somehow,
being the only Malaysian to make it into top 8.
Yes.
Wow, what a proud moment.
So, congratulations. I think definitely congrats are in order. Xi Shern's a very methodical strategy player, right? And he appreciates reps into decks. He appreciates, familiarity. So this one was a bit of a wild card for you.
This was a bit of a wild card. I mean, I've been playing Icelander for the past, I think, 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
She's having a bit of trouble into the current meta.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
A lot of Rangers, a lot of Illusionists, Dromai especially. So I think about a month before this, just at the start of RTN season, I saw Uzuri's winning in Singapore.
Yeah.
I saw Uzuri's winning overseas. So I decided, why not?
Why not?
So she was calling your name.
She was calling. She was.
Yeah, so I played a couple of games on Talishar. Didn't have the deck.
Didn't have
the deck, so a shout out to my teammates.
Up to this point, you still don't have the deck.
Up to this point, I still don't have the deck. The deck has been returned to its rightful
That's
owner.
crazy, guys.
That's nuts.
I love that. So you picked up Uzuri coming into this season.
Yes.
But you were still sort of like uncertain
Yeah,
about it?
I was really unsure because I think like Mingyu said, I do appreciate knowing the deck inside out before I actually play it. But I think I heard from our friends in Singapore that there were a lot of Lexi, so I was just really banking on that.
That was the main strat.
That was the strat.
Let me
that
meet
was the strat. Yes.
all the Lexis for several rounds.
Were you worried about the Oldims? And because I mean, right now,
Yes.
if you look at the sort of the cycle, it was Lexi, Oldim, and Uzuri, right? And Dromais.
And Dromai, yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll talk about that later on in the matchups. How does it differ to Icelander?
Well, you can only play on your turn, which is slightly disappointing.
Xi Shern, can't be greedy.
But I think Uzuri and Icelander share a few of the same principles in that they really like blocking,
And
which I do
you
appreciate.
also share
I do
with
like
this.
blocking, yes. I do like blocking very much. Sometimes a bit too much.
A bit too much.
Yeah, but I think Uzuri, same like Icelander, allows you to block with 2 cards, play a decent 2-card hand and disrupt your opponent.
I mean, I want to talk about your matchups because, who were you looking to meet other than a bunch of Lexis? And who did you not? Because I also heard that out of
Yes.
like the 5K notes in the event,
Yes.
you were
met
one of the
what?
lucky ones.
Yes, I was very lucky
so
that
sorry,
weekend for more than one reason, I guess. Yeah, so I didn't expect there to be many wizards, so I brought AB1. Then Q round 2 after I beat my first round opponent who was on Lexi, and I was very happy. And I said, and my opponent flipped over Kano, and I was like, yeah, I have
Wait.
AB1. This is not going to be a good time for me. Yeah, so I was really hoping just to meet most of the Lexis. Didn't want to meet any Kanos, didn't want to meet any Dromais. I didn't meet any Dromais actually.
Oh, that's really good.
Oh.
Lucky as well.
Nice.
Did you do you see the meta breakdown? How many Dromais turned up?
If I remember correctly, out of the 280 odd or so, there were like 50 Lexis, and then Oldhim and Dromai combined were about 50 as well.
Dang.
About 25 each.
And then there were like 5 Kanos, of which I met one.
Man.
Hated.
It's okay. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You win
Yeah.
some, you
So
lose
yeah,
some.
maybe we'll go into that, right? So
Yeah.
matchups wise, like who does Uzuri like to prey on?
I think Uzuri really likes to prey on Lexi, and I think to a certain extent, Fi.
So the more aggressive decks.
Correct. The more aggressive decks and the decks that can't block as well. Like Fi has a bunch of armor, but after that's gone, all of his cards block for 2.
Yeah, easily, right?
Yeah.
Because it's he's mostly got 2 in his hands.
Correct, yeah. And then you can trade one of your cards for 2 of their cards,
that's rough.
which gives you a slow advantage over the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
So you really want to meet those heroes.
Damn, you like the slow burn.
I do, yes. You just like grinding your opponent. I'm just sitting there and be like, yep.
Smiley.
Like you've lost now, but you're not dead. You'll die in like 3 turns, maybe.
Oh, Xi Shern, that's terrible. were you interested in the assassin class when it came out? I think maybe back in Dynasty, Arachne was out. Did you dabble with it a
I
bit?
think back in Dynasty, I didn't dabble too much with Arachne. I think as much as I like blocking that class was a little bit too strong. So I think
That's
just
fresh
when
coming from you.
Yeah, so just when Uzuri came out, I think there was a lot more disruption.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, she uses Arachne's cards a lot better because you can hide that information.
Yeah.
Uzuri slightly more interesting.
Other than Kano, which was your other more challenging matchup?
I did not want to see a Dromai or an Oldhim. I
Okay.
think up until a week out, my plan for Oldhim and Dromai was lunch. Yeah, but
Let's take a break. Let's go.
Because I think you can only tag your deck for so many matchups.
yeah.
But then I think discuss with the team, discuss with some others. We finally came up with a plan for Oldhim, which was Vambrace. And just running your 70 card pile,
hope
which
for the best.
kind of worked out, kind of didn't. But yeah, so I think at the end of the day, the deck I really didn't want to meet besides the Wizards was just Dromai. Dromai is
Like
rough.
just you have no plan into that one.
My plan into that is dodge, which I think I executed perfectly.
Oh, Xi Shern, I think
Position running around the
really
place,
did
like,
it really well.
it's like you play Dromai, then he's like, I'm out.
Nope.
Realistically, Uzuri doesn't have answers to the dragons, right?
Yeah, because the weird part is that you do have a lot of poppers, but you want to play those poppers.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Doesn't
you're
make sense
just
to pop. Yeah.
left with a bunch of like blue, yellow stealth cards, which don't do much.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a tension in the game plan.
Okay. And then after us into Oldhim, you played some Oldims on day 1.
Yes, I played one Oldhim on day 1.
And that Oldhim
No, I
was-
played 2 Oldhims. I played
Okay.
a very nice Oldhim from Vietnam, who was really nice. He came up to me throughout the day, asked me how I was doing.
Oh,
It
that's
was
nice.
really
That's nice of him.
And then in I think the final round of
Mr.
day
Matt Rogers.
2, the day 1, I played Mr. Matt Rogers, and that game was an absolute train wreck for me. Not even close.
Was it because he was more aggressive or like what was the...
No, I think both old hymns were on a pretty consistent just block. Right?
Yeah,
Deck you out. If there's space, just play an attack for 8. Doesn't matter what the on hit is. Yes, I think my early hands were a bit too clunky that game. I couldn't really stack my threats to the bottom. So once it came to second cycle, you're drawing these weird hands of like 2 blues, 2 yellows that don't do anything.
Oh man.
So yeah, that game was not even close.
Yeah.
Like, he played very well. He's cycling his strats, blocking, preserving life. So when the big turn came, he was just like, yeah, I'll take everything. His life total went down from 20 to like 11, and I was like, yeah, I'm dead. I did.
20 to 11 doesn't seem a lot, right? But
It's
then
not a lot, but
when they start swinging,
correct, yeah.
it's
But
a lot.
that's my full turn as
Yeah.
Uzuri. That's like 9 damage, and when your opponent's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
give me,
That
give me.
is pretty
Yeah,
creepy.
that's rough.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's scary.
I mean, there's sometimes so much only that you can plan as well for your deck. If
Yeah.
it's like early rounds and you're drawing like that, it's just
Yeah.
it feels bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are some ways around it. But
Yeah.
I feel like in the end, he did play very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think well-earned victory by him.
I think the way, like, so this one's maybe just a quick, maybe a bird's eye view of the game, especially in majors, right? So for us, this is our first international event that we've gone for, and we realized that it's a tangible pressure and tension in the room.
There is, yes,
right?
there
So
is.
as much as you're having fun and meeting people, when you sit down to play, like even when we played our first rounds of Blitz, right, dude, my hands were shaking, dude, because I've not played like in a while. Sitting down to play with people I've never met before from
Correct.
different countries,
And,
right?
and there are stakes on the
And there are
line.
stakes online.
That's why.
Again, not as high as like the main event, but even for us, like we were texting each other, we were like, dude, I'm literally shaking.
Because so we were drafting, right?
Yeah.
And then on my left is Hayden Dale.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, that cannot be a matchup in any way. Please.
It was really scary. Like putting cards together, like everything I thought I knew about the game, right? Like you play back home in your home armories and stuff like that. You get used to it. So when I was drafting my deck, I was like, for a while, there was just this haze. And I was like, I have no idea what's going on, right? And you play, and then he's like, oh, it's even worse. But after that, you start picking up, getting the momentum back. But I feel like a lot of people take losses quite seriously in main events.
Yes.
What's your approach to, I guess, not losses in general, but maybe having a bad turn, having something like a game with Matt Rogers and he's just going to town on you, right? How do you reset after that, or like what's
I feel like going in and managing expectations is really key. After all, it is a card game. And I do find that I play at my best when you just trust in whatever prep you've done and just let the tournament run its course. Because I think if you're too emotionally invested in winning, which I think all competitive players, myself included, have been there before, you end up taking the losses really personally, really hard, and that can really wreck your entire tournament, especially if you use round 1, round 2.
Yeah.
And you let that tilt you throughout the course of the entire tournament.
Yeah. That's
nasty.
Because turn 2 you played Kano, right? You played
Yes.
turn 2 you got burnt.
Yeah, so I think there as well, managing expectations, right? I went into the tournament accepting that if I met a Kano or an Icelander or a Droma, I would lose.
Wow.
So once you prepare yourself for that eventuality,
I like that. So it's
you've
not
Expect the
accepted
worst.
your fate.
expect the
You've
worst.
accepted your fate.
But it's
You're
also
like,
not
sure.
it's not just preparation on like the matchup level. It's the mental level. Like if it happens, it just sorry,
Yeah.
it's cool.
If it happens, it happens.
Honestly, that is one of the more impressive things to me, like the mental stamina it takes.
Oh, yeah,
Because we're
for
there
sure.
for the whole day, right? And we are filming and whatever, but you guys are playing non-stop.
With no breaks, yeah.
The whole day. How do you keep that up, or how do you prepare for that?
somewhat.
Bring snacks, guys.
Bring snacks.
Bring snacks.
Do you have like a backpack?
what
of
would
snacks?
you
Yeah,
recommend?
so because I knew there wouldn't be a lunch break the day before, I went to 7-Eleven the night before and bought some onigiri. So in between rounds, if you like that Kano round, for example, I had 25 minutes left in the round. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna eat.
Yeah.
Because I don't know when I'll get
Smart
a chance
guy.
to eat next. So you just keep yourself hydrated, keep yourself.
Yeah.
This is very important
Onigiri,
tips and tricks, guys.
Snack.
You guys want to make it a day 2, this kind of shit you gotta do, man.
Yeah.
Damn, you have to.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
not, you have no time.
Yeah, you've got to keep yourself fed. You can't, go into a game being like, oh shit, I'm really hungry. I need to eat lunch.
I was talking to John from Fluent Box, right? And he was saying that one thing he notices about the players, and he mentioned Hayden in particular, is that Hayden is very good at resetting his mental state. Like he goes into a game, if he loses, right, he comes out, he just kind of like, okay, that was it. He comes back in and he goes on, he moves on, right?
Yep.
And I think that's one of the very, very big things that players, if you guys are watching this, if you guys are looking to play at a higher level, not just casual, this is very important. I think for us, when we started playing, we took our losses and wins very seriously.
Yes.
Because we were like, oh my gosh, like the wins are absolute highs because we never thought we'd be able to beat someone else, number one. And then secondly, is like when you ride that high and then you lose the
crash.
next turn,
Yes.
like, oh, actually, yeah, I don't think I should be playing this game. Like the highs are real high. But I think it also comes down to the expectation. Like you walk in and you just be like, I'm not the best in this room.
Yeah.
But I also I think it's healthy to keep that perspective. It's just a game.
Yes.
Right? It's just a game.
Yeah, and I think it's also healthy to keep the perspective that there will always be someone better.
Oh yeah.
So if you lose, it's fine.
Man. Like the game between Pei Tang and Matt.
Oh,
1.5 hours.
That was mad.
insane.
If I was there, and even if I thought I was good and I found my way in top 8, and if the game lasted anywhere close to 17 minutes, I was like, I'll start flossing from the mouth.
Just make it end, you know.
You win.
Yeah, just kill me.
Okay, before we move on to the exciting unboxing of the card, I want to talk to you about your deck list a little bit. Right? You were saying that on the Discord channel already.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, Flash Blood, there's actually a Discord channel, and every hero has its own channel inside as well. So people were commenting on your deck list.
Yes,
right?
it is a bit spicy.
It's unconventional.
It is.
I'm in the same team as Xi Shern. I feel like I'm about to get kicked in this point already with my lack of points, right? But like one thing I've learned about Xi Shern is consistency, right? You're a Cambridge graduate.
Apparently, yes.
It's important that we mention this because it goes to show that you really thought about stuff. This deck doesn't seem as consistent as your other decks that you play. Dorothea, Briar,
It does not.
Walk us through some interesting picks here.
The most interesting picks for me are the two Nimblism and the yellow Death Touch.
Okay.
I think this was...
there's a yellow Death Touch.
There is a yellow Death Touch. I just think that the yellow Death Touch was something I took from one of our RTN top 8s lists. Where just running 4 means you have a higher chance of seeing at least one a game. And you really only need to see one a game because once you see Codex, you have as many Death Touches as you want.
I also just realized that Nimblism and Death Touch.
Yes, so Nimblism is there for to give a bit more of a spike in damage because Uzuri's damage is pretty consistent, but it's pretty low. So Nimblism allows you to have pretty disgusting 2-card hands like Nimblism Leave No Witness, that's a CNC for 7.
Yeah, it's a 7.
Or Nimblism and Codex with Unique, the Death Touch for 9.
Oh my lord, it is. That's a lot.
Like when it works, but I've had games where this Nimblism is a terrible 2-block, and I'm really sad. So yeah, I think the
you
two
just wipe your
Nimblism-
tears with it.
Correct.
Just lay it down.
Block for 2.
2 copies of Amnesia.
Yeah, those are for Katsu. I was really worried about the Katsu matchup.
Why only 2 Fate for Scenes? I feel like if you could, you run 7 if you could.
Yeah, so the weird thing about how this list evolved is this list evolved from a pretty slow Singapore RTN winning list, and that list was I think pretty tagged into Lexi and Katsu.
Okay.
And I was having trouble finding a decent 60 card deck into the rest of the matchups, like Old Him, like Fi, like Briar. So that's what happens when you only have a month and you're trying to tinker with the numbers. You're like, okay, maybe I'll cut this one card and I'll add in another card, and then you cut another card to add in a different card. So you end up with two of each, and you're like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
So what card do you like from this one? So
I think the best line, the best pivot turn that I've had. So I run Black Deck for a lot of matchups, and that allows the pivot turn of Isolate into Shakedown, which is a 6 dom that will probably hit. And then you crack Black Deck, and you can play like a Codex or a Death Touch. It's like a 12 damage turn. You've taken like 2 cards from their hand. Good stuff. With
that is the big turn, right?
That is the big pivot.
Oh
with
man,
this
you have
deck
to set that up. So are you waiting for key pieces?
Yeah, I think usually if Arsenal or Codex or a Death Touch, I'm just looking for that Dominator Shakedown before I send the Black Deck at my opponent like block 1 and we hold a 4-card hand.
Because you can only use it once for this one because you're not making silver, right?
I think you do make some silver. You have some contract cards. So there are some contract cards in the list just to try and make silver. So the usually you use Black Deck once, and that pivot turn is really painful. It's at least 12 damage. It's enough. But if you get to use Black Deck twice, you are winning. You are winning.
You are in value town.
Yes, you are in.
So, if any cards from this that you see that you're like, oh, that's an interesting one.
I mean, not gonna lie, I haven't had the chance to look
That's
through
also
it.
I'm
also half blind right now, so I'm like, nice scrolling.
So I see that you brought AB1 in the form of a lantern.
Yes, I did. My round 2 Kano opponent was very confused. He kept looking over my equipment, wondering where the AB was, and I just picked up Arcane Lantern and showed him, and he had a good laugh.
That's very nice of him. Cute of him. All right, cool. Anything that so I want to get your thoughts on this one. Ridback Shroud. Not the greatest?
No, I don't think so. Especially not in this deck. You barely generate enough silver for Black Deck.
Oh yeah.
And all the attack reactions in this list cost 0 anyway.
It's just not enough. Honestly, I think when we were looking at the cards from Dynasty and then figuring out which assassin had more value, Uzuri did seem a little bit more in front.
Yeah, because I think even if you're playing the red line list with a bunch of the one cost spikes, Tunic is just so much better.
Yeah, definitely. Like if you play all the A-Reacts, right,
Yeah.
it still is better.
Correct. Tunic is so much better.
Arachne needs some support, man.
Yes.
For reals. But okay, I think that's a very interesting list. If you guys want, we'll have the deck list in the comment section, just in the description for you to check out. And if you have any questions, just dump them here, and then Xi Shern will come and reply on the channel.
I will try.
He will do his best. Are we looking at the future of Xi Shern playing more Uzuri, or is she actually, because you don't have the deck, right?
Yeah,
So-
I don't have
You
the
gotta
deck.
make one now.
Or maybe I gotta persuade another teammate to make the deck for me.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. That's the advantage of having teammates. Yeah.
Are you probably gonna be on Uzuri or looking at Dorinthia?
Probably
in the
not.
DTD?
Well, I got a very pretty Steelblade Supremacy mat in Singapore.
You did.
So I am like kind of forced to be a Dory player now.
Yeah.
You just have to
I
because you
just
have the play
to.
mat.
Like the play
Alright,
mat, if
it's
you
true.
bought the play mat, you've gotten it signed.
You have
You
to.
can't play
Sorry,
a
sir.
Steelblade Supremacy play mat and put an Uzuri card. on
Oh,
top.
it's
That's
true. It's true.
travesty.
Yeah.
And like also the fact that the new set is about to drop, right?
Yes.
It does look like Dory may be getting some serious support.
It does look like, and funnily enough, I think Bolton has gotten a lot of
Oh
support.
man,
in
dude, have
the
you seen
last
like the
game.
charge cards? They're
Yes,
crazy,
the,
dude.
The bannerets look really good. I think Ricky's going to be very
Oh yeah.
I think Ricky's
Our
very
one
good.
shining Bolton player.
Our one Bolton player.
the best Bolton player
Do
in
you-
Malaysia.
Prediction for Dory, do you think that she's gonna do like that whole like light warrior?
I don't think so. I feel like that would cannibalize Bolton.
Mm-hmm.
I think if,
Oh, yeah.
I think so. I think unless Bolton gets LL points somehow.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, guys. If you guys have been waiting for this part of the video, Xi Shern's
Alright.
gonna open up his
Whoa.
gold sleeve. The moment of truth.
Sweaty palm.
Oh, this is exciting. So the cold for Uzuri is gonna sit tight in the corner.
Open this bad boy.
Xi Shern, this is your
Alright.
second, third gold foil.
Something like that.
Oh, I love it.
Something
I
like
love
that.
it. Okay, let's go, sir.
Right. Is this the
BCG 9.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, this is the correct way. The
This
correct
the
way.
back, this
Correct
is the
way.
back.
Oh, it's crazy. What are you hoping for? Okay, what do you hope not to get?
Silver pounds.
Silver palms.
If
I think
we-
everyone does not want
No,
that.
I don't think anyone wants silver pounds, but I think other than that, anything else is a pretty
Anything
good.
is fine, yeah.
Anything else is a pretty good hit.
I'm excited,
Alright,
bro.
ready?
Get
Sir?
it.
3, 2, 1. What is this?
Ooh! That's
Uzuri
cool.
is calling.
Dude, the calling is
The
real,
Uzuri
dude.
is calling.
That's amazing, sir.
Nice. Looks
Let's have
great.
a look at that.
Yeah, the gold border makes it look a lot nicer.
Oh, man. So how does this work? Like, how do you get the slab on? Or they just give you this and be like, there's no slab?
No, I think they just give it to you like this. It's like soft graded.
Okay,
So
okay.
if you submit it, it's a minimum 9.
Oh, mate. Congratulations, Xi Shern.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the
Yay.
podcast again. We'll see you in the future, hopefully on Dorothea.
Yes.
And if there's no one else who's going to win anything else, then it'll just be you.
hopefully, more things to come.
Thanks, Xi Shern. See ya.
No problem.